at 16 with Bant Spirits, but facing down a very terrifying board. Caleb has Rattle Chains, Drogskull Captain, and Phantasmal Image. We'll see what that's on in a second. It's crafting Drogskull Captain. That's actually an old choice from Standard. Now they're both hexproof forever.
Oh, yeah.
For Kobari, he has Thought-Knot Seer, 2 Noble Hierarchs, an Eldrazi Sky Spawner, and is now going for a second Noble Hierarch, exiling a big card from Caleb's hand.
Yeah, Steel of the Godhead being tagged here. That would have been huge for making life swings, in addition to great attacks if you could suit up his Drogskull Captain with it.
Yeah, this game looks to be turning into a race. Had Caleb gotten to play that Steel of the Godhead, the race would have been over.
Yep. And Kobari does have the Sky Spawner as a blocker, though otherwise Durward does have a 2-turn clock worth of power on the table.
Looks like Thought-Knot swung there. Confirm on life totals. Caleb now playing off the top of the deck. That Steel of the Godhead was his last card. He's got this great configuration of creatures where he has 10 flying power, all with hexproof, so it's a 2-turn clock. But he's at 10 off that last hit. Kobari's creatures are bigger. The Eldrazi just hit like trucks.
So he only has 9 point of power if he has to block with the Sky Spawner here on the crackback.
Yeah, so pause. Okay, we're going to confirm these are the right life totals, 10 apiece.
So Caleb's attack is exactly lethal. So what that forces a chump block by the Sky Spawner, and that means that Kobari only has 9 power left, 2 Thought-Knot Seers and a Scion. So without a Reality Smasher, he doesn't have a lethal crackback, and then he's dead on the following turn to what Caleb is up to. And Caleb's hand is removal spell proof, it's Eldrazi Displacer proof, it has to be Mana Source. Actually, the Scion is good enough, so it has to be Reality Smasher.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Is there... Yeah, it's not like he can draw Drowner.
Yeah, you just can't tap anything.
Right, everything's hexproof.
Is there like a gut shot in the sideboard?
He couldn't pay for it. He's a 1.
That's a problem.
Worship?
There's a couple Blessed Alliance in the sideboard.
Yeah, Worship, Blessed Alliance. I mean, he'd need a lot of Blessed Alliances to survive another attack. Yeah, I think you're right. Caleb can force a chump block, possibly. I mean, better not crack the fetch land, for starters.
So what he's trying to figure out here is if he can attack with a couple creatures, leave a blocker back, and survive a Reality Smasher.
Okay, so instead of swinging all, he swings 2. These are both 3/3, so it would put Kobari to 4.
And now, the Rattle Chains can just block the Sky Spawner and be fine.
Yeah, but isn't there the worry? Okay, so if he makes this swing, then what if Kobari draws another Sky Spawner? Doesn't Caleb lose now?
So I assume that what Caleb has drawn is action.
Okay, because if his hand's nothing, then I think he has to swing all out, get that Sky Spawner off the table.
I agree.
So otherwise, Kobari plays another Sky Spawner, goes to 4, lets a 3/3 through next turn, since it's not even lethal in 2 swings.
Right. A Reflector Mage here could be quite good.
Displacer for Sky... No, Displacer for Sky Spawner does nothing. Gosh, when everything has hexproof, the game just simplifies. No real life gain out of the Bant Eldrazi deck, outside the 2 Blessed Alliances you mentioned.
I assume it was not a Phantasmal Image that he drew. Obviously, that would severely change the texture of this combat.
Kobari has his last 2 cards as Path to Exile and Eldrazi Displacer. But everything has hexproof.
Nessian Courser and a blank.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can blink... There are other situations where the...
You could blink your own Thought-Knot Seer, you could blink your Sky Spawner.
Right. I think there's other things. There are copies of Engineered Explosives in Kobari's deck he could draw too. Those would be... Well, I was going to say would be great, except for the fact that Kobari's mana's all colorless.
He has 2 Noble Hierarchs, so he can get there. He can make that for 3, but you just deal with the captain at that point.
Yeah, he's deciding if he wants to chump block. I don't think it matters much either way.
So what does the combat math look like if he casts Reality Smasher, then, you know,
and swings everything?
The Rattle Chains can block 1 thing. The most it can soak up is 4 damage, then it's a lethal attack with Smasher.
2 tramples over. So he'd block a Thought-Knot, so he'd take... Smasher looks to just kill Caleb regardless.
Right. Blocking or not blocking looks to be somewhat trivial of a decision.
Yeah, it's still exactly 10 with Smasher.
And when it feels trivial, it's usually correct to make the conservative play.
Yeah, so
He's not
Kobari
going to miss the Sky Spawner.
goes to 7. Here's a draw. Big one coming up. Can he hit Smasher? That's the best draw. Path to Exile. That one's not going to do it.
It's a bummer. That's not a good top deck.
Droxel Captain plus Phantasmal Image. This is like Pro Tour Dark Ascension standard. This was John Finkel's deck was all about this.
Yep. Deck innovated by Star City's own Sam Black.
Yeah, that team with a great showing. I didn't know that we'd see it again in Modern.
It is
Caleb
surprising.
showing us that that combination is still great. I suppose when you hit him off a collected company, that's no, you can't. That doesn't. Yeah, but anyway, it's great. I was gonna say if you hit the 2, you actually can't copy him because Clone has to do something already in play.
Right, it has to be 2 captains.
Yeah, there already has to be a captain there. I mean, once you get it, yeah, just lots of copies of Droxel Captain. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Just copy some other spirit you already control so that the captain grants it hexproof. You won't protect the other captain, but he's playing Selfless Spirits, Rattle Chains. Very difficult to actually remove Caleb's threats.
A swing with the 2 Thought Knots from Kobari. And if I'm in Caleb's spot, I don't even know if he blocks here. So if he chumps, if he trades the Rattle Chains away, and Kobari's last card's Sky Spawner, Caleb doesn't win.
Well, if he trades, he doesn't have a lethal crackback. He
Well,
just
I
has
guess
6 power.
He's not lethal through Sky Spawner anyway, is he?
Right.
All right.
Take this one on the chin, I think.
Gonna go to 2.
I don't know. Maybe Caleb has a Path to Exile. He's playing as if his hand is action, and the way that this combat played out, it might be Collected Company.
I mean, his card's collected. He already has the win on the board. And if Kobari passes, which is what he's going to do, Caleb's stuff all has hexproof. I just don't see him swinging. Oh, another Rattle Chains?
Right, that's pretty good, too.
Caleb already had him on the board. That draw should seal it up. Here's a swing with everything in the air. It's going to be the game and the match. Caleb Durward, 8-1, entering tomorrow. Bant Spirits. What a tournament for the deck.
Yeah.
This is not what I thought would be here at 8-1.
Yeah, an 8-1 start for Caleb Durward. He has streamed a bit with this Bant Spirits deck. Of course, Caleb has a wide range of decks he could be playing. When you sit across from him, he's a very dangerous person to assess your mulligan based on what you think he's playing. Odds are you're wrong. I don't think anyone's really going to guess